We have this system in place, and it's been the same people for decades now, when you think about it, like in the softball world. How do you approach having those kind of conversations, like trying to break down those those stereotypes that somehow got weaved into the fabric that is softball?
Allowing every person that you come in contact with, learning from them. There shouldn't be stigmas, there shouldn't be preconceived notions. Allowing the person that is right in front of you that teach you about themselves, and let each individual teach you about themselves without having these preconceived notions about everybody and the whole race and being profiled into this, into that. But we talked about earlier, it's an unlearning process, also a learning process, but an unlearning process, taking away everything that you were taught, whether it was media, whether it was parents, whether it was, from your own experience, and thinking that everybody is the same, just unlearning those thoughts and those ideologies.
How did it feel when you encountered the moment of friction in terms of like with coaches kind of sticking you in the outfield, or how did that make you feel? And how did you respond to that whole situation?
I'll never forget when it happened to me.
Are you talking? Everybody.
Yeah, I'd love to know.
Kiki, why are you laughing?
Because this literally, I will never forget it. Like, it's something that to this day, I talk up to my dad about it. I'll never forget. There was a new kid that was coming. This is on my 10U team. And I, played shortstop, second base my whole life. Tried to pitch for, the very beginning. Didn't work out. So I went to shortstop, second base, and I loved it. That was where I wanted to be. New girl comes on the team. New white girl comes on the team, and he says, Kiki, she can't play in the outfield. She's not fast like you. And I'm like, in my head, I'm just like, well, yeah, no, duh. I know she's not faster than me, but like, so what are you saying? So I get demoted because she can't do something? Well, maybe she should be on the team. This is her tryout, right? She's coming on the team and she's trying out. And I'm like, from then on, I was just like, I really wondered to this day, I probably would have been a great shortstop in college, but I never even got the chance. And I did end up falling in love with the outfield, and I'll never, regret being an outfielder. But again, it was just something as slight as I had to move because somebody else couldn't do something. So, it was just me. Like, why was I chosen? And it
doesn't even make sense. That logic doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't. And I've tried to make sense out of it. And again, that's why I said, well, yeah, I know I'm fast, but like, why can't I do that? Like, why did my position have to be taken away from me? And I was doing it well, so it's crazy. You're right. It just doesn't make sense, but it happens to so many. Same with slapping. Oh, you're black, so you must be fast. So let's turn you over to the left side.
What side are we all on right now?
I am on the left side, but again,
are all of you natural righties?
Yes.
Yeah. My experience a little bit different. I started slapping before I started hitting in Little League, and I have a different experience in Kiki. My dad was my coach growing up, so I did play shortstop when I wasn't pitching, and outfield whenever I guested on different teams. But when I got to college, I wasn't good enough. I couldn't make the easy plays. I was frustrated. So he put me in different positions in order to, see if I could be on the field in those other positions in the outfield. So my experience was a little bit different. I don't think I was good enough entering college in order to play shortstop. So I was moved to the outfield, and I wouldn't change that either. But just a little bit different experience. But
I felt like you did everything. Like you were pitching, playing third base, like flying into the stands.
I had to learn. I didn't start playing third base until my junior year. So it took me 2 years taking reps to really understand like how to feel the ground ball the right way. Because I was doing some crazy stuff, fielding and bringing it up to my eyes. But yeah, different experiences. I just wanted to share that.
Yeah, I think we are expected to learn other positions because we are athletic. While the white girl or looks white girl doesn't have to. That's her position. She gets to do it. And you're really athletic and you're fast, so you can learn another position. But she's, not fast. Girl has had a stronger arm than me and was faster than me. So technically, if we're going off of arm strength and speed, Shorty should be in the outfield. I should be in the infield, right? But because I'm Black, that was her position she moved into. The only reason I was the shortstop in my senior year was because she had made a lot of errors, a lot of throwing errors. Her arm hurt. They said, hey, her arm's hurt. We're going to have you play shortstop this year. It wasn't because I was able to play shortstop. It wasn't because I was like good at being a shortstop. And it was not because I was a shortstop before I got to college. It was because someone else was hurt that I was going to go play that position. Same thing with third base my junior year. And that was also the first time I had ever played that position. And when I had to fill in for another player that would be hurt sometimes of the year at second base, I would be the person there too.
Yeah. It's so interesting hearing everyone's story because this isn't isolated to softball. I mean, if you even look at football, you have the Black quarterbacks that are asked to go play DB, right, when it comes to getting into the league because they're fast, they're athletic, when they don't ask any of the white quarterbacks to change their position. This is deep. I think we're kind of starting to realize this is more than just softball. This is definitely in a lot of other sports. This is systematic. These are ideals that have been taught for a really long time. My story with the outfield, honestly, I played shortstop, and then a lot of balls were just dropping in the outfield, and I got pissed off with it. I was like, look, just put me out there. I can make these catches. And that's kind of what happened, and that's how I got stuck in the outfield. But then I, ended up loving it, loved making diving catches. And so that the rest was history when it comes to me being in the outfield. And kind of the same thing happened. I hit right-handed when I was younger. But then I thought slapping was interesting, and I thought hitting on the left side was interesting. So everything that happened in my life was through me. I kind of pushed everything. But I think when you talk about the positionings and how Black Americans are viewed, it's always, we're assumed to be something. Assume every Black athlete's assumed to be fast, right? Or every Black athlete's assumed to be extremely athletic. And if you just look at how small, we talk about microaggressions, right? That right there, you assuming I'm fast because I'm Black, that is something that maybe you're a good person, but why did you immediately think that, right? That's something that's been built in for a really long time. That's one thing that you have to unlearn. So I think that what we're talking about right now is a really good example. I have to jump off. Thank you so much for having me on, guys. I have to get on another call, but really appreciate this conversation.
Thanks, AJ.
Bye, Jay.
Bye.
Something that stood out to me in that is like the one thing is like adjustments have always had to be made. Like if there's one thing that I've like learned in my life is I've had to just adjust and continue to adjust. So prime example, a thought in my head was that this, whole coronavirus has changed a ton, everyday lives, what we do. And then I'm thinking to myself, well, this is like almost nothing new to me because I've always just been able to adjust. So if this is what you're asking, whether it be going to the store with the mask or, you can't go here, you can't go there. Okay, adjust. And life continues to go on. And I think it's something that a lot of Black people experience, just having to be able to keep on keeping on. But right now in this instance, the bigger picture here is we are fed up with adjusting. We are fed up with buying into what people think is the right way. And that's why you're seeing, it feels really chaotic right now, but in all reality, it doesn't seem chaotic to me, because it just seems like, well, this is the only other way for it to make sense to people, and for people to listen, and for people to just pay attention a little bit more. So the adjustments are stopping, and now we're going to see more people being a little bit more proactive, and hopefully a little bit longer. Like we're going to be able to, have this for the long haul, and people can actively move in a positive direction instead of just, expect people to adjust to a lifestyle, or expect people to adjust to how things should be done.